Well, hello and welcome to the Points of Interest Podcast. This is the most generic podcast on the internet. My name is Josh Hawks. I am the 303 Ninja. And right over there, he is my podcasting partner for life. He is the other guy. It's Mr. Francis Fernandez.
Hi.
I wish everybody could have seen the panic and frantic look on my face as I realized that I hit all the buttons in the wrong order. And then when I looked down at my little macro box, it was on the wrong page.
I was a little surprised because normally, well, I thought you were going to bring it back the old screen before it shows us, like the transition screen.
Yeah, the old splash screen, if you will.
Yeah,
that was I tested that out this week. And in my tests, everything was fine. And then as soon as we started doing our little warm up exercises where we sing and do tiger face and lemon face together, the audio on my end was completely demolished because there were technical stuff, but there were two signals of my voice coming into my side. You would have heard an echo out there in podcast land, so. There's no splash page. In fact, I deleted it, and I'm going to have to just build another one, and hopefully it works.
Well, and bonjour, Mademoiselle Ginger.
Bonsoir.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Well, we'll get that next time, I guess. How's it going, man? How you been?
I've been better, Francis. I've been better, but, when it comes to Tuesdays, everything's better because I get to hang out with my buddy. Oh, what?
You mean Monday?
Well, I mean, it felt like a Monday. Definitely felt like a Monday. But Tuesdays are definitely a bright point in my week because I get to hang out and get some of this energy that I've got pent up. And sometimes it comes out, and I've noticed in a little rant here and there sometimes, but, it happens.
It's all that raspberry iced tea.
It's the sweetness of the raspberry iced tea. But on the good news side of things, I have picked up. I've picked up a part-time gig. It might lead to full-time, but it definitely feels like a part-time gig.
Sure.
We're protecting super kayfabe on this big time. Not because of any sensitive anythings. It's just nobody needs to know because it's a part-time gig.
That's your nude model. I understand.
Exactly. It's a feet thing. I'm not really into telling you all the substances that people want, but
your nude feet.
My nude feet. They want my nude feet in substances. I just don't want to talk about it. But no, just kayfabe. I have a part-time gig. That's all the world needs to know right now. It feels like a part-time gig so far, so that's kind of how it will be handled. But because Francis. Yes, I have not yet done the job part.
Thank you.
But but the introduction to the company and the people that I am subservient to, I don't. They're friendly, definitely friendly, but like not going out of their way to be like, all right, hey, welcome, thanks for joining. Because
I understand.
I think that they're just desperate. They needed a body to do the job. Because they didn't, when the hiring process, they didn't ask me dick about what I used to do or anything. They just asked me if I had availability, if I can handle X amount of weight, and, can I get up in the morning? Yeah, I can do all that.
The most important part is, can you wake up in the morning? I think that's a very important factor. Being
that the last 3 years I've been getting up as early as 3:45 in the morning to get to work. And even since in the last month and 12-ish days, 13 days, I've still gotten up at the crack of dawn every day. So not at 3:45, but 6, 7 o'clock. So being someplace at 6 tomorrow, a little bit of a challenge just because I haven't been any place at 6 in a long time, but we're going to do it. And in the back of my head, I'm like, hey, that means I'm done at like 3 o'clock. That's perfect.
Awesome.
Like, can this be my schedule?
I mean, yeah, that'd be great.
That would be because
I haven't had to do. Oh man, like the beauty of working remote and working from home is you don't have to sit and watch training videos. Oh, I take that back. I did. Wait a minute. I had to watch online training videos. I forgot about that.
Which I technically could have done these from the comfort of my own desk here. But it's better to get paid to do that.
True. My favorite training videos were from when I was working at the movie theater in the early aughts. They had, I wish I could remember the guy's name, but he did a dating show. He did like a dating reality show. And he was the guy that was like, hosting the videos of like how to make popcorn and how to sell a ticket and, how to do all this, really kind of rudimentary stuff.
We'll be back in 2 and 2.
Kind of, yeah. He was really popular for the time, for like the early aughts, and then never heard from the guy again. But man, I miss that. Yeah, I miss the movie theater actually. That was a fun job.
Speaking of things from days past, I have stumbled upon a channel here and there that has gigantic blocks, sometimes up to 8-hour long YouTube videos of Saturday morning cartoons.
Oh.
Like, not just, here's a collection of cartoons from the era. No.
On YouTube?
On YouTube. These are straight VCR or VHS, digitized VHS copies. And people just have, I've watched an entire block trying to find the right year, right? The older, the better in my eyes. Those are more my cartoons.
Wait. So 1920s?
No. I'm not that old, motherfucker.
No.
No, I'm saying like the mid to late 80s, early or like 92, 93, probably at the latest. Because Saturday morning cartoons really dropped off right around that time anyway. Yet there still were Saturday morning cartoons, but the cartoons that I was interested in had, they'd made their runs already, and we're on to new stuff. But it's been a lot of fun while looking for a job, just having, late 80s, early 90s television, straight television, commercials and everything of Saturday morning cartoons. It's great.
Oh, that I would love.
John, before I even got on to do this with you, John Candy introduced the first episode of Camp Candy on a Saturday morning cartoon.
Oh God, Camp Candy, yeah.
And I'm like, I barely remember this cartoon, but that's irrelevant to the fact that John Candy introduced it. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, this is awesome. So because I found one or two of those, YouTube's like, oh, all you want to do is watch fucking retro cartoons? Well, here you go. Here's a whole bunch of other channels that do nothing but blocks of Adult Swim. Oh, here's a 10-hour block of Cartoon Network from 1992.
That means someone either A, was recording those shows on VHS the entire time, or someone worked at those studios and took a copy of whatever was being shown in that region at that time. Because I like old cartoons. I like old commercials. I like to watch classic commercials because it reminds me of better days when things were simple.
Hey,
hey, this is me. Oh, look, you
listeners
made it.
mates in the house.
There you go. You made it.
No, like you're saying, they remind you of a simpler time. Even
Yeah.
go on.
When gas was 90 cents. No, but yeah, when I think of retro cartoons, though, I do think more like Looney Tunes, like the 50s.
Sure.
You know, with Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies and stuff like that. For some reason, yeah, I don't know. Which I feel are actually superior. I still think those cartoons are superior to modern day cartoons. I don't know why. I think it's because they didn't care as much. No, show the violence. Go ahead. Show a dude trying to kill a rabbit, like a sentient rabbit. Go ahead. Or a duck trying to kill a sentient duck. Just show it. By the way, I'm just going to derail us and say thank you to Push the Fisherman.
Yes.
We haven't done that yet.
Sorry.
Our newest follower. Thank you, Push the Fisherman.
Yes. Thanks for joining this crazy podcast adventure, whatever this is. Keep hanging out.
Yeah.
Keep hanging out.
Keep pushing.
Push.
Yeah.
Do you push fishermen like off bridges or into water?
No. No. How dare you?
Or do you push
push
them
fishermen to
continue angling?
Yes.
Which is, I don't understand why fishing is angling and shooting pool is billiards.
Well, I have no answer for you. What I do have for you, though, is the announcement of the 88th annual International Fitters Convention.
I knew as soon as you started talking.
This
funny.
August, in just 7 months, you too can fiddle away in Felts Park, Galax, Virginia.
Just speaking of YouTube, no, I don't know what to say.
Well, look, I will go ahead and have you play us a sad song.
Okay, stand by. Sad song.
Okay.
Sad song coming in.
Okay. Is it?
Yeah, it's just really low.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Today, we say goodbye to 2 franchises, one of which I care about, the other tangentially care about. Goodbye, Sports Illustrated.
Oh,
You.
I knew I had more notes. No, we didn't talk about that. Did we not? We didn't talk about that last week because it
happened this week, so we wouldn't have talked about it.
That's right. I meant to write that down and I didn't. Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
And the other one was goodbye to Pokemon, but I'll talk about that in a second. So Sports Illustrated, a magazine I never purchased, but knew very much about the swimsuit issue because that's all most of us ever really cared about, I guess. It wasn't that. It was just that that was the one that was talked about whenever it happened. Like that would make it, that would trend, and I mostly don't care. Like this year or last year, Martha Stewart made it onto the cover
Hey man,
of the Sports Illustrated.
For fucking being Yoda old, she looks pretty good.
Right, sure. I mean, this is not me. I'm just saying. I'm just giving out.
Right. No, I hear what
this
you're
is not
saying.
a criticism.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't had a subscription to Sports Illustrated since I was in middle school, and I think it was one of those like magazine drives, at the school, where they get you some discount on a year or something like that. Which the whole purpose was for the swimsuit edition.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, look,
how much of a
read the article.
You know how much of a big basketball fan I am, and how much I just love the golfing and the footballs.
You never stop talking about hockey playoffs.
Well, I mean, that is true. That's actually fact.
You bring up You bring up the Avalanche, yeah. You bring them
Yeah,
up. You
yeah.
bring up,
But
yeah.
when I was in middle school, we didn't have a hockey. Well, okay, we had a hockey team, but nobody cared. It wasn't an NHL team.
Or, yeah.
I mean, before we had an MLB team, we had I think it was it was double or triple A team, and
Probably AAA.
probably triple. And like
Yeah.
everybody went because it's the only baseball that there was here.
Right. Right.
So I don't.
Oh, well, anyway.
Yeah, go on.
I thought you were going to keep going.
Yeah, I thought
No,
I was too, but I
wasn't-
had nothing to say.
I wasn't a sports person either, but this was a legacy franchise. Like, this was next to Playboy, name another magazine that has endured the ages. Even though I guess Playboy hasn't endured the ages either.
Popular
yeah,
Mechanics.
Even that's gone.
Is
I'm
it?
pretty sure.
No, okay.
Yeah. National
People.
Geographic, I think. Oh, People, yeah. People are still there. Time magazine is still there, sure.
Right.
But like
Bad
Sports
magazine.
So, I mean, there's a couple of messages that I'm not going to go into the political messages that are coming out because of this whole debacle. But the one I will bring up is that someone had wrote, and I agree with this. It's like, how do you not somehow save or keep alive an institution that's been around for as long as that institution has? Sports Illustrated has been, right? Like that's decades and decades and decades. Probably even hit maybe not a century, but it could have almost hit a century. If it kept, for me, it kept going for another decade or so. But how do you not have the infrastructure to go ahead and keep a magazine of that repute, right? That people still care about, that people were willing to talk about, even if it's just a swimsuit edition. Like, don't get me wrong, even if it's just women in swimsuits, being able, how do you not keep that alive? And so, it's sad that it's gone. And apparently, Lister's Mate used to get the crossword puzzle magazine with a pull-out puzzle that was as big as as the pull-out that Sports Illustrated did. I don't know, did Sports Illustrated do a centerfold? Like, I don't know if they did a centerfold.
I
I
mean,
don't think they did.
I don't recall. There may have been a poster in some of the middles of some of them, maybe.
Of Troy Aikman or
or Jordan,
Michael Jordan or something. Yeah.
The Bird, what's his name? Larry Bird, not the Bird.
Larry Bird.
Just
It's the big middle finger to everyone. Yeah.
It's just I don't know. Fuck everybody, including the person in the reflection, and it's just a mirror on the front of the cover.
That sounds like a Mad magazine thing.
It does, doesn't it?
Gone, right? Like Mad is gone.
Yep.
It's just all going away. It makes me sad. Sports Illustrated is kind of like, even though I didn't read it,
Right.
It was kind of the last of a bastion of like magazines and stuff that we used to care about and read and look at and buy on those newsstands that don't exist anymore.
Yeah, at the old 7-Eleven, you got the magazine spinner rack that had the comics, right? And then the spinner always had the comics, and then usually, the 7-Eleven that I went to as a kid, they had the spinner, and then the little bookshelf. I don't know, like a slanted bookshelf on the window wall.
Yes,
that had comics and kid magazines, Mad, Scholastic
on the
maybe.
lower part.
But
on the lower part. Yeah.
So maybe for you, on the opposite, on the counter side of not on the counter side, but on the leaning against the counter was, you had the adult magazines like the Playboy, the Hustler, whatever. They were behind blanks, like blank slates. But then you also had High Times or People and Time and National Geographic. You had all of those on that side. So they separated the kids stuff from the adult stuff, and then the comics. Yeah, it was great.
And then there were right behind not a adult in the sense of like kids would be bored by the magazine. Behind that were the little black inserts.
Yeah, the
to
blanks.
hide the nudity of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, those are you calling the blanks? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like
The
inserts to
the
make sure
blind
you
the
couldn't
blind
see.
covers, the blank. Yeah. One of the bookstores I used to go to did that for their High Times and what other copycat weed magazine that was out there at the time. And they put them
No, it's for
behind.
the Hustler and for the.
Right. And so when I went into this place, it was like a Walden Books or something like that, and I see blanks or blinds or whatever you want to call them in front of magazines. I'm like, really? This place has Hustler and Swank or whatever, like whatever nasty ass fucking magazine you could think of. And I reach behind the blank and it's High Times. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, that makes sense. I feel like that 10 years ago, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. It's like
But
fucking
yeah,
20, but yeah.
Right. And you're not wrong, Lister's Mate. He says that magazines are going away because of the internet. So now you can just read an e-magazine or digital copy. I mean, I guess it's more like, you just go to a website for articles now. And,
At the
even
same
then, those are going away too.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say at the same time because like my favorite gaming magazine, EGM, way back in the day,
Gone.
well, through many different comebacks and gones again, but now officially gone. And they try to do a hybrid. You can get a subscription to a digital only version of their magazine or get their magazine. And I was like, I'll sign up for the magazine. I'll do my part in trying to keep this thing going. And I paid for a year, and after that year went by, they were like, yeah, we're not going to keep printing this shit. It's going to be digital only. And then nobody went to it because nobody was going to it. They would go to wherever, Kotaku or all the other
even
already previously established gaming websites to get their gaming information.
Yeah, Game Informer, I think, is still going strong thanks to GameStop.
Yeah.
People still,
Until GameStop is gone, that magazine will stay alive because it's funded by GameStop.
Right.
It's their magazine. So as long as they're a business, that magazine will exist. There's no hair off their ass. It's just full of advertisements to go to GameStop and EBX or whatever their parent store is.
Yeah. Sad. I mean, it's really disappointing that, in the end, just like everything else, it's just like, I'm really curious what the world is going to look like when no magazine exists, no newspaper stands exist, no, like...
You know who we should ask? Because this person just recently went through a small window of no magazines and everything else. But did you all see about the guy? I feel like Johnny Carson. Did you all see? Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy that was trapped in the fucking bathroom in the airplane. And I don't know what they like to be called. The people that work inside the airplane, they couldn't get the door.
The flight attendants?
If that's what they're called this week, sure. The name has changed so many times, man. Like I'm airplane employee, help me. Because I don't want to call you the wrong fucking thing. They couldn't get the bathroom door open, so this person spent the majority of a flight. I don't know. I wish I wrote it down because it popped into my head while you were saying something. So I don't have all the details, but they couldn't get the bathroom door open. So this person had to stay in the bathroom the majority of the flight, including landing. The note, which I'm sure if you look for it, will pop up. And the note has something verbatim to the point of, we couldn't get the door open. You're shit out of luck. So we're landing soon. Shut the commode lid, secure yourself, and we'll have an engineer after we, land and get you out of there.
The 37-year-old passenger told the Times of India, I was traumatized, dazed, and injured as I was thrown around inside the toilet as the plane landed in Bangalore. Because he doesn't have a seatbelt,
Right.
So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Oh, sir, here's the note. Sir, we tried our best to open the door. However, we could not. Do not panic, the note reportedly said. We are landing in a few minutes, so please close the commode lid and sit on it and secure yourself. As soon as the main door is open, an engineer will come. Wow. That's really fun that you found that, the story.
Well, I saw it and I thought, that's hilarious. Like, what like, you can get off of that flight, Francis. Sorry. Mm-hmm. You can get out of that flight, Francis. And you could say, I had a shitty flight.
And I would not be wrong.
Especially if you hadn't secured the lid and you were covered in the blue water or whatever. I haven't been to an airplane bathroom in fucking 20 some odd years. I couldn't tell you what the...
Surprising. It's fairly... No, not a lot. It's just... Like sucked out.
Oh, okay.
And there's very little liquid. Yeah, very little liquid.
Well, I don't know. I just hold it. But yeah, so whose airplane had the fake door sucked out of it? Was it Alaska or something?
Oh yeah, I think it was Alaska Airlines, and then I want to say another airline was a flight was delayed. Our flight was delayed or canceled because a passenger noticed that bolts were missing from the wing of the airplane. Bolts that secured the wing to the airplane were missing.
I forgot what my point was. I read Lister's
and American Airlines.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
And American Airlines removed first class international flights because no one was buying it.
Well, Alaska gave all of their passengers of that flight that had the door sucked off of it, which sounds dirty, gave them all $1,500 vouchers. Like, that's all your customers are worth to you is a $1,500 voucher. Like, you should be licking all of their assholes every time they take a shit. That they don't sue you.
I mean, they probably are. I mean, no matter what, they're gonna sue them, and they're going to make sure that they're going to talk about this to the point where I'm sure that they're going to lose business. I'm sure that these airlines are going to lose a lot of business because airlines are really bad right now. Like there's still delays. There's still there's still cancellations. There's still not a good, they're still missing pilots. They don't have enough pilots. They don't have enough crew. They don't have enough anything. They're trying to add more seats to make the plane more cramped so they can charge more.
Have you seen the double-decker style of seat that they're like toying with?
I've seen it. Yeah, it looks stupid.
That's what I want, is to have some bratty ass kid above me dropping shit on me the whole flight.
Ginger says that I'm sure they will be suing in the future. If they don't, they're doing it wrong. They need to. And I want to travel. Like here's the thing. I want to travel at some point, and I'm getting less and less encouraged to travel anywhere because it just sounds awful. Maybe a road trip. You can't drive somewhere. But
you can't take the train. Trains fall off fucking rails all the time. You could drive, but then you got every crazy person, especially if you're driving at night. You got every crazy person in the world you got to look out for.
I love driving at night. It's one of my favorite things to do is drive at night.
And then you could take the Greyhound, right? But then you got to drive around with shit from not just yourself, but everybody else that's on the bus with you.
Have you ever been on a long haul bus? Have you ever been on a bus that does those long trips?
Was it middle school? I think it was one of the early schools, elementary or middle school. It was a field trip that we went on to a city south of here, south of the metro area. By, it's an hour and 45-minute drive, hour and a half long drive. But school bus that would be like 3-hour drive in a school bus. So they rented Greyhounds. So that's the only time I've ever been on a Greyhound, is to go on an hour and a half long drive. But my old buddy back in the day, he used to take the bus out here from LA all the time. And then we'd take him to the Greyhound station when it was time to leave. And that was how he preferred to travel. May have been because he had weed on him, but,
Greyhound buses are worse than airline seats. Like, Greyhound seats, from my experience, are worse than airline seats. They don't really move. You can't really lay down. It's more cramp, and you're on a bus. So you're just surrounded by people. Even though you're surrounded by people in a plane, at least there's air flowing from the vents and stuff. Not really happening on a bus. I guess you can open a window, but
as far as like as an adult though, the buses to and from San Diego Comic-Con, those were all Greyhounds. They're all coaches, anyway.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, those are okay.
And they were all full. I couldn't imagine being on one of those full like that for more than the half hour that it took us to get to and from the convention center.
Right. Yeah. I think the longest trip I've been on one of those was about 5 or 6 hours. So, it's painful. Like you can't sleep. It's hard to nap unless you have a window seat. Even then it's tough. So do not recommend. But, yeah. So, there's no real great way to travel, right now, because it all just sucks.
I mean, aren't we in the future
traveling?
Like, aren't we supposed to have teleporters at this point?
Look, I understand everyone hates Elon Musk. I get it, but he was going to make was supposed to make a train that went so fast that the 9-hour trip from here to San Francisco was going to be like 20 minutes or an hour or something like that.
Oh, so like a Japanese bullet train.
Exactly. It was supposed to be like a bullet train, but underground. It was supposed to be underground.
Okay.
So, and he was supposed to make this. Like his company was supposed to make this happen. Never happened. So people keep promising these wonderful things of like, we're gonna travel in all of these futuristic ways, and you kind of made my point, I guess, is that and we were promised flying cars when we were kids, according to listeners made. So yeah, we were. Thank you, Back to the Future too. But
I can't remember which country it is, but this guy has developed a flying car. Yeah. It is a road legal registered car that he can go take it to a runway, hit some buttons, extend some wings, and a propeller comes out of the back of it, and it can fly.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like a fucking car. It looks like a plane folded up with tires, but it is a road legal car. Now, I mean, that doesn't mean that they're out there like George Jetson. I'd love to have something that folded up into a briefcase. That'd be amazing.
You just made another argument for Japan. They have the bullet train, which is fairly inexpensive, gets you all around the country in just. So the 11-hour drive, I got stuck in Kyoto, and I was staying in Tokyo. And I got stuck in Kyoto because the last train didn't leave. I was there till 10, and the last train left like earlier that night. So I had to find a way to stay there. And I looked at like, how long is it going to take it to drive? I could just take a taxi, right? I mean, it only took 2 hours by bullet train. How long could it possibly take by car to get back to Tokyo? 11 hours.
Oh my God.
But 2 hours on a bullet train. Their buses, I don't know if they do it here in the U.S. I haven't been on a bus in a while. But the buses, they have hydraulics, so they lower to the ground so you can just kind of, you don't have to climb any stairs. You just kind of hop on to the bus, and then you ride the bus. It's like they know how to do it. We suck. We just suck at public transport. We suck at we just suck at all that stuff. I don't know about their planes. I'm not gonna say anything about their planes. I mean,
when's the last time you heard about it?
Airlines there.
When's the last time you heard about they're not called Air Nippon anymore, are they? They're just Air Japan.
No, I don't think so. I don't think
the Nippon is a.
Maybe they are.
Maybe. I don't know, but you never hear about fucking Air Japan falling out of the sky.
No.
You never hear about their
Japan Airlines now.
Okay. You never hear about their doors getting vacuum sucked out the backside.
Because they care.
Right.
And I'm sure, I'm sure most of Europe is the same way. I'm guessing most of Europe is, because, people just rave about Europe and being like, oh, Europe is great. I haven't been to most of Europe, but the couple parts of Europe I've been to, I've taken their trains. Very nice trains. Very nice everything.
Was it the Eurostar or something like that?
I don't know. It was in Spain, so I don't know. I don't know what it was. But yeah,
one of the brokest countries in the world. Huh?
Oh man, I've been very lucky. I've been very lucky to have been to a lot of places. I'm very for someone who's like dirt poor. I'm really amazed I was able to. I mean, I was in a lot of debt for a long time, so I guess I shouldn't say anything because, yeah. Anyway, that's beside the point. The point is, transportation sucks.
It do.
I would drive. Yeah.
If we had bullet trains here, I would go check out more things because it wouldn't take any time to get there.
I would visit you.
Exactly.
I'd visit you because it would take no time at all.
Exactly. Like, hey, come out. There's a train leaving your side of town in fucking 2 hours. I'll see you in 4.
Let's go to Casa Bonita now that they're letting everyone in.
They're not letting everybody in. You still got it's invite only still.
Someone told us it wasn't.
I know, but I've been twice and it's invite only. You can sign up, but you can if you show up and you're like, hey, I'm here to Casa Bonita, and they go, your name on the list, and you go no, and they're gonna say, go home. Wait for your turn.
I'm only there for Man, Bear, Pig, and Cartman. Those are the only 2 things I'm there for.
That's what I'm there for too. Honestly, and the cliff divers.
I know about their food yet.
Cliff divers. Gotta check out the cliff divers.
Don't know their food yet. You haven't had much of their food, so
I've had the same dish the 2 times I've been there because I was like, this looks good. It was good the first time I went, so I'll get it again. I'll be safe.
I'm with you.
I won't be too adventurous.
With age, I've become less and less adventurous with my food as well.
I won't say that I'm less adventurous with food in general, but because it's a very limited menu at the old Casa Bonita right now. They only have, I think, 8 or 10 things to choose from. And of the 8 or 10 things to choose from, what I got both times looked to me to be the simplest, and also like, if you can't do this right, then everything else you do sucks.
Right.
And I thought what they did was pretty good, but somebody got a taco salad, and they were either super picky, which probably is the case, because how do you fuck up a taco salad? It's fucking a shell bowl with some meat and some shit on top of it. Like, what do you like on your taco? Yeah, put it all in there.
That is cuisine right there.
Add lettuce
taco
and
salad.
Somehow that's a salad.
Oh yeah, anything with lettuce is a salad.
Right.
A burger is a salad.
Technically. But yeah, it is what it is. If it's actually open when we have this bullet train and you can come out real easy, come out to Casa Bonita. We'll have some Casa Bonita and you can be home. You can be home before your stomach even feels bad.
I want to say, I'm pretty sure once I feel comfortable traveling again, I think I do want to make Colorado my first trip.
And we'll all welcome you.
I know. I hope I get a good, gigantic bowl of hash browns and celebrate
with
proper.
less hate on top of them.
With less hate on it. Yeah. Well, yeah, equal amount. It doesn't really matter. Either way.
I'd shoot for less. I don't want to go to cross off another restaurant that I can't ever go to again.
Again, for me, the irony was you were trying very hard to prove to me the diversity of Colorado. That very day.
If I felt
the best part, you're having a conversation about that very thing.
Like that morning, probably.
Yeah, it was that morning. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Well.
So
we can mess up anything.
So for all the newer people that don't know what we're talking about, or for the people that have been around here that forgot, I took
like Push the Fisherman.
Yeah, like Push the Fisherman. Francis came out here in 2015 or 16, something like that.
Something like that.
For Denver Comic-Con, and stayed with me, and I talked about how much Denver's a melting pot, and you should feel welcome here because it's a melting pot. We got a Russian neighborhood, and we got this, and we got that, and we all get along fairly well.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Francis is a big fan of non-chain restaurants. So the closest breakfast non-chain spot that I was aware of at the time was this one spot that I used to live near. So I said, you know what? I've never been there. People say good things about it. Let's go check it out. So we go. And they gave us a gigantic table for the two of us. There was like an 8 top for the two of us, which was whatever. But
it was a big round table. Yeah.
But we order our food, and Francis got these ultimate hash browns or Colorado hash browns or something like that.
Ultimate hash browns, yeah.
And
ultimate hash browns, yeah.
Whatever else he got didn't come with the hash browns. So Francis very nicely said, hey. Well, he didn't say that, but, you know, I'm paraphrasing. Hey, nice server person lady. I wanted the ultimate nachos or hash browns.
Hash brown.
Can I get those too? And he did get those too. But they came with a gigantic dose of hate on top. The hash browns were garnished, I guess? Garnished.
With sour cream, yeah.
With sour cream. But the sour cream wasn't the perfect representation.
Almost. Yeah,
it was
almost.
pretty damn perfect representation of a swastika.
Yeah.
And here I am talking about how fucking cool Denver is and a melting pot. And Francis is sitting there going, yeah, but you see this? And I'm just eating my food because I'm hungry. I'm like, yum, 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 yum. I got 2 forks. I'm just going to town. And
No, my favorite part about that was, I mean, I ate it, even though it could have been poison, but I ate it. I ate it anyway. Like the picture that we have has been bitten into. But my favorite part about this story is every time I tell it, the person on the other end, normally, if it's not, because it's not you usually when I tell this tale, because you would believe it because you were there. Most people don't believe it. They're like, what are you talking about? Like, that wouldn't happen. Why would they do that? And I'm like, what do you think this looks like? And I show them a picture. And I get the same reaction every time. They're like, did they really? I'm like, yes.
What did you do is the first question I usually get.
Yeah, same. And it's just like, I ate some. Like, I ate some of it. You know, like, what are you going to do? But, like, it was just so out of left field that it's such a fun story to tell, despite how terrible it is technically.
Right.
Nothing happened. It's still kind of funny.
Like a minor hate crime.
Yeah. Like nobody did anything about it, but it was really funny how it was in that shape, and people did not believe me. That people like, why would anyone do that? I know, you tell me, and just show the picture.
People that I used to work with. Oh, sad face. When they mentioned that particular. Oh, can you do the thing?
Let me see if I can make it rain.
Oh, nope, it's not working. Yeah. Okay. Oh, there it goes. It is raining. I thought it was going to rain thumb down, but it actually made it rain.
No.
What was I saying?
So you have your coworkers.
So when I tell people about it, they all don't believe me. I pulled the picture out, same reaction every single time.
Yeah.
But anytime people mention that's what I was going to say. Anytime this restaurant gets brought up, especially in the last few years, I'm like, you don't want to eat there, especially if they weren't white. I'm like, you don't want to eat there. Right. Like, what do you mean? Right. Like, let me tell you a funny. Well, it's not really funny, but it kind of is between me and the person it happened to. You know, we can laugh about it, but you know, let me tell you this story. And they every single time, what? And then I show it to them. They're like, oh, I ain't going there. I'm like, yeah, you probably shouldn't.
You know what? At the time, though, I should have put that up on their Yelp review. Mm-hmm. Because Yelp was a thing back then.
Oh, totally.
But anyway.
There was a lot. That's a question that gets brought up a lot. Did you put it on Yelp? Did you say anything? Did you just walk out? And I tell everybody, these are all things that we talked about before we paid and left.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't more of a. We didn't really act on it, but I guess we should have at the time.
Should have, but I think it was just one of those things where we were both just so dumbfounded.
Well, yeah,
and it's not like we mixed up. It's not like we mixed up the hash browns to take it away.
No,
we left it in plain sight.
We did. Yeah, but it's just a fun. Again, it's a weirdly, quote unquote, fun story to tell every once in a while. Yeah. Anyway, lastly, yes, Ginger. I guess it would be expensive, or unaffordable to use a bullet train, but I mean, if they can make it anything like they do in Japan, again, in Japan, it was $100. No, it was, I think it was either $100 or $200 to go from Tokyo to Kyoto, which is, again, an 11-hour drive in 2 hours. $200 is not bad. I feel like that's that's a flight. Yeah. Like, that's about the cost of a flight. So, it's not terrible. And plus, if you get they have a special pass that you can pay into that's discounted. So if I'd known about it at the time, I didn't.
I mean, if you'd known about it at the time, you probably could have taken an overnight bus.
Yeah, they have overnight buses. They do have overnight, but they have overnight trains too that are slower, that are not bullet trains, but that's why they're overnight trains that have beds and have little food carts and stuff. That would have been fun, but I didn't know about anything about it at the time. But anyway,
if we make it out there, when we make it out there to Japan,
when,
despite the cost of things, let's just hypothetically, I want to get lost. I want to have that situation come up where it's like, shit, the last train left, and I'm stuck in Akibara.
Did that? I mean, that's how I got. Yeah, I got lost the whole 10 days I was there. It was great.
Like this,
being lost.
I know my shit's in Tokyo, but man, I'm here, and I can't go back till tomorrow. So let me find a capsule hotel, or like an overnight train or something like that. Like, fuck it, whatever. So, go on an adventure.
No, yeah, I'm with you 100%.
The trip to Japan would just be 100% adventure. Yes, here are the bullet points of places I'd like to see, but outside of that, I don't know shit about this country outside of what I've seen on TV, YouTube, and movies. So let's have an adventure. You can say the same thing about any place you haven't been, technically, but I'm not as excited to go.
Castle.
I'd love to go to there.
Run down a hill while boulders are chasing us.
That'd be great. Can I take anything? Nope, I can't. I was like, can I take anything from what you just said into what I have to say? Nope, I don't think so. So we talked about on this is no transitions at all, whatever. We've talked about on other episodes in the past how I love the corner of YouTube that's music reactions. And I watch a lot of movie reactions. Or not movie, music reactions, excuse me. And you sometimes you get in the rabbit hole, you might watch 3 or 4 people review the same song because you like the song or whatever. I don't review music, so this is totally like armchair quarterback, backseat driver. But
Sure.
people that review music online on YouTube, their music reactions, they get too tied up in the video. They lose the fact that they're listening to to the track and get tied up in the video. And then they're commenting on the story being told in the video, which in a lot of music videos has absolutely nothing to do with the music. Sometimes it does. Hot for Teacher.
Sure.
I can't think of any others. But yeah, like so it's just like, oh, they're just talking about the video now, not the music. They like, and it's just, I don't know. It's a little tiny like, stay on topic, about a
Stay on target. Stay on target.
Stay on target, exactly. Yeah. I can't even do that on a podcast, so.
That's right.
But it sometimes there's like Metallica's song One. The video has a lot of tie-ins to a movie. I can't think of what the movie's called right now, but it's about war and death and whatnot.
Fun.
So the song is about war and death and whatnot. So it ties in, but because they mix so much of the video into the music, like audio levels and whatnot, so many people get distracted by the video aspect. Just watching and listening to the video and not listening to the music.
Sure.
It just bugs me. Like, I learned my lesson. I didn't say shit on anybody's video this week to offend anybody about eating breakfast.
Did whatever happens with that? Did anyone else comment on your?
Nobody else commented on what I had to say. I said I didn't even need to respond, right? Is there a problem with that? No, I didn't need to respond to that, but I did anyway. Because I was unemployed at the time. What the fuck else was I going to do?
Yeah, music videos can get really, especially if you look at like 80s music videos, there's not much to it, right? There's not much going on. It's usually people playing instruments. That's it. That's the extent of it. To see a bunch of people playing a bunch of instruments and singing. Like, music videos were really simple back in the day. And then Take On Me happens. Aha's like, what are you going to do? We're going to draw like half the music video. We're going to have run for the police in this drawing and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, whatever. So it gets interesting. But I think, and that's easy to get lost in when you're talking about a song, but
it'd be like somebody who'd never seen the full-length Thriller video.
Ooh, yeah.
Like the whatever that is, the 13-minute version or whatever that is.
It's only like, I don't think it's that long. It's only like 6 minutes, I think. 6 or 9
whatever.
minutes.
It was the longest fucking video at the time.
Sure.
And getting so wrapped up in the theatrics and not the song. Like, or change your thing to, I'm a music video reactor because I react to the video, not the actual song.
Yeah, but it is 14 minutes. That's long.
Oh, see, I was right. Closer to right.
You were right. Yeah.
I was closer to right without going over.
Dancing. No, you get both showcases as a result. So congratulations.
I was within 100.
You're within $100.
Yeah.
So you get showcase. You get the
Both
lovely dinette set and the Sea-Doo with the trip to Australia.
Yeah, the 5-night stay in Denver.
Oh God,
I always wanted to be on a game show where I won
it's fun.
a 5-night stay in the city in which I lived in.
Oh man, yeah. There's so many
So I could be
where
like, I already live there, Bob.
yeah, because there's so many LA, like win a 5. There's contests that are just like enter to win a 5-night trip to Los Angeles, and I'm like, I live here. What do I do with it? But I mean, it's at a nice hotel,
Oh, sure.
though. You're right. Like that's the thing. Even if it's in your own hometown, it's like it's in a Ritz Carlton or something. Like that's pretty nice.
I don't know how good the Pyramid Hotel is in Vegas. Which one? What is that one
The
called?
Luxor is awful. The
Okay.
Luxor.
Well, I just saw a video of a dude that stayed in it for $60,
Yeah, it's awful.
and then the next night was going to be like 200 and something odd dollars. I don't know. Prices in Vegas.
They
are
brought
weird.
this up.
What's
Sorry.
up? Go ahead.
Yeah, they are. I know listeners may brought this up, but he says in most of the bluegrass videos I've seen, most people generally complain that the audio levels are too loud on a certain instrument, thus covering up the sound of another that they'd rather hear. Did we?
I think he's just saying in bluegrass videos he's seen people that react to
music videos.
those.
Oh, that's the reaction. Oh,
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah.
That's true.
I mean, I think that's, but that's common in all music genres, especially within the fucking band members. I can't tell you how many times I've heard from VH1's, behind the music days, or even just the other day when I was listening or watching, what was that fucking, what's it called? Some Kind of Monster. It's a documentary following Metallica around with a therapist. Oh, it's horrible, but it's so much fun to watch.
Okay.
I'll
take your word for it.
Just watch it, because it's 3 guys that just had their bassist leave because the bassist got tired of being picked on for 14 years and not feeling like he was part of the band and shit. And then the 3 remaining members just spatting at each other, just having marital spats. And the therapist that's like trying to wedge himself into the band, and like it's 2 hours of just hilarity. You should really watch. You put it on your list after the Club Shay Shay thing.
Jeez. Yeah, all right.
But yeah, I don't know what we were talking about.
Music. I didn't know either.
No, just music videos. Yeah, just if I was gonna start a music reaction channel of some sort to listen to music that was outside of the things that I was familiar with, you're supposed to be reacting to the music. The video's just there to, I don't know. I don't know what the point of music videos ever was, really. I was never I was definitely in the MTV generation of people that watched a lot of MTV, but I didn't. I watched Beavis and Butthead and Remote Control and Headbangers Ball.
You're the reason why MTV stopped. You're the reason why they stopped. You're the reason why they no longer do music videos, because you're like, I'm not here for the music videos. I'm here for the other stuff.
I just didn't understand the point of a music video.
It's to tell the story behind the song.
But sometimes they have nothing to do with anything.
True, but like it lets you get familiar with the band or the musician, right? It lets you understand like the kind of emotion they're trying to put out there. If it's upbeat, usually it's just them playing really, ecstatically, or if it's supposed to be romantic, it's like, depicting a couple. They just want to,
Right.
I remember.
But what is it when Meatloaf
sometimes.
turns into fucking the Beast from Beauty and the Beast? What the fuck is that all about?
That's just him knowing that he is monstrous, and he won't compromise. There are things he'll do for love, but he won't do that. Anyway.
Shit, I can't think of, what is it? Lights by the dash, something by the dashboard light.
Oh, the dashboard. Yeah. Is it Love by the Dashboard Light?
I think so.
I think it is.
God, that's a great song. When I was in fucking early high school, I'm like, oh wow, this song's about. Oh yeah, it is about that. That's awesome.
Meatloaf was
great.
Interesting. Paradise by the Dashboard Light. There you go.
Paradise. Then there's and I bet you he did it like a bat out of hell. Points.
Such a weird looking dude too. That guy.
Oh, wrong goddamn place. This thing came with a board to put around the buttons, a little dry erase thing, so you know what button is what.
Don't the buttons have pictures on them?
No, they just have colors.
Oh, right, because it's the Roadcaster Pro.
Roadcaster Pro. Version 1.
I was thinking of the little board thing with the what's it called? The one that Elgato does, I guess.
Oh, the Stream Deck.
Stream Deck, yeah. Because that one has pictures on the buttons, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know what that's, and that particular one is more like aimed at streamers, like hardcore streamers.
That's what we're doing now.
That is kind of what we're doing now. But I have all those controls at my fingertips.
We're not hardcore, but we're here.
I got a button. I could turn this whole thing off right now. Turn the whole computer off and everything with one button.
Yeah, I have a button too that can turn my whole computer off. Right in the back, just press the button, turns it whole off.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can do that with a light switch and just turn the whole room off, but why would you do that? I got one little last thing here, because it kind of it hit us all this morning. It hit us all. It hit us wrestling fans this morning. WWE announced this morning, that Rock, the Dwayne Johnson, is now a part of the TKO board. So, I don't know what that means exactly, but now he's kind of in charge of WWE, kind of, because he's now a board member of the parenting company that now owns WWE. I don't know how any of that works. The Rock, or the Dwayne, has really gotten himself out there. That's what I call him. He's Dwayne is his nickname now. He's just Rock Johnson.
I don't think. Yeah. Well, he did definitely try to step away from the Rock thing. I don't know. It's the same thing as what's his name? Aquaman. What's Aquaman's name?
Who? Aquaman. Oh, I thought you said Aquaman. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. Fucking, I don't pay attention to Australians.
So Jason Momoa recently in an interview was like, I want to be in Oscar-winning films. I want to be in a dramatic role that gets me an Oscar. Like, that's what he wants to do. I'm like, no, that's not. Just like The Rock, never gonna happen. Like, stop trying to make yourself something you're not. And I think The Rock joining this board is him still trying to stay relevant, because nobody cares about The Rock anymore.
Well, I mean, so he purchased the XFL a couple years ago, and just
the whole XFL, the entire XFL.
Yeah, the entire thing, because Vince put it up, and it was sold to somebody else. And then the Dwayne picked it up. And then just 2 weeks ago, or last weekend, he announced with the owner of the American Football League that they're combining forces.
AFLs, yeah.
So XFL and AFL are combining forces, and they're going to be the new home for spring football, whatever the fuck that means.
Well, because there's no football in the spring. It ends in February.
Oh, so, I don't fucking pay
so
any
they want to
attention
put
to football.
Yeah, football is a winter / spring sport, sort of, but it doesn't make it into spring. It ends in the Super Bowl in February.
Okay.
So they want to do like.
So it's a fall
March,
winter.
April, May,
It's fall and winter.
Exactly.
So they want
and
a
XFL
spring
used to be in the summertime.
Yeah, okay. Well,
yeah.
Good luck to Rock the Dwayne and his partner from the American Football League or whoever it was. And hopefully they can make spring football a thing for all the people that care. But the other thing that WWE announced, January of next year, Monday Night Raw, which is their 3-hour flagship wrestling show, will be streamed exclusively on Netflix. Just let that sink in for a second. Live television on Netflix. Do they already do this? I don't know if they already do this because I haven't had Netflix in 6+ years. So I don't know if that's a thing now, but if it isn't a thing, that's a big step in streaming services becoming more the enemy, becoming cable.
Well, that's always been the biggest hurdle for streaming is because sports, they want to be able to do live, and right. They haven't been able to. Some places do it. ESPN, I think, does it live, and there's a couple of NFL.com, I think, does it live. You pay for their subscription. NHL, stuff like that. A lot of the organizations have their own live things. Twitter, on occasion, will show a live event. They do the Super Bowl live, they do the World Series live, stuff like that. So, yay. I mean, something has to give. Live TV is important because if it's not live, you missed it. But it's incentive to go to those things. It's incentive to go to a football game or to a sports game or to a wrestling match, right? That's live. But that's kind of where pay-per-view comes in.
Right.
So I don't know.
Premium live events.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought. I don't know.
As far as the evolution of Netflix, let's just look at it. Take the WWE aspect out of it. Netflix went from, hey, we're standing in your Best Buy, in the video section of your Best Buy. Please look at our flyers. Please, you should rent movies from us, and we'll send them to you in the mail. Please. And then you're like, yeah, okay, yeah, we'll do this. And hey, we can start sending, you can stream instantly. That movie, instead of renting it, you also have the option of streaming it. And then now we don't have DVDs at all or Blu-rays. Now we're a streaming service only. Now we're getting into live television, dink television. That's big. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I think Netflix is the largest streaming service that's out there right now.
It is, yeah. It is.
And from what I understand, the little bit of reading I've done, Netflix doesn't really care what it is. They care about how many people are looking at it.
Yes and no. What sucks about the Netflix model is they don't get paid by views. If all of their viewers watch at the same time, they're not making money. The only way they make money is with new subscriptions or people who don't leave, right? But but they want to grow, so they rely on new subscriptions, which that's stupid because you're gonna plateau. because only X number of people exist in the world, and you're going to hit that
Right.
number of people who want to have this thing.
But when you take, and I don't know what I don't even know how many people are in America. We went over this earlier, but I really don't know how many of those people.
350 million.
350 million people in America. I don't know what the number that actually watches all 3 hours of Monday Night Raw on a Monday is probably pretty small.
Mm-hmm.
But if they have it available, it's just there. And somebody who hasn't watched wrestling in umpteen million years might check it out because it's there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm not poo-pooing the idea by any means. I think it's fill in the blank word, because there's your word I want to use but can't. I think it's ridiculous to take a product that has been on quote unquote free television since its inception and then take it completely away and go, if you want to see our product, fuck you, unless you get this subscription service. Oh, and you also have to keep the cock, because all of our domestic premium live events are going to be on the cock. But if you want to watch Monday Night Raw, you have to get Netflix. Oh, and our other programs are probably coming to Netflix next year as well. But all the domestic premium live events will be on the cock. So for a WWE mega fan, they got to pay $10 a month for the cock, and I don't even know how much Netflix is. Netflix was like $7 the last time I had Netflix.
And Warner Brothers is going to purchase Paramount at some point, or Paramount, not Peacock.
I saw that. So like, it was Warner Brothers Discovery, and then
it's going to be in the whole Max.
And then HBO is going to come in and buy Discovery.
Well, they already own Discovery. Max and Discovery already own each other.
So
they're already part of the same.
Oh, Paramount. You said
brand.
Paramount.
Paramount is going to be swallowed up.
Swallowed.
By Max.
Okay.
Yeah. Apparently, Ginger says that how many subs did they lose by not allowing you to share your password, your account? It's all a scam. I don't know, $15. I know at the $15. I guess it's $15 to add a password or to have a second account on your thing. But yeah, I mean, it is sort of.
I mean, I see
it's
it
turning into a scam. That's for sure.
I see it from both sides, because if everybody out there just had one subscription and gave their password out to their fucking 10 friends, that service, Netflix, is losing money because they have all this content's going out, but there's only 1,000 subscriptions. How are they watching this much stuff at the same time, even? So I get it, but I mean, there's always ways around everything. VPNs are.
Oh, it's $15 for a single sub. Okay.
VPNs are.
I don't think that's a bad
great way to go.
Oh, sure. Well, look, I said it again. Mark me there, listeners mate, on that one. I think that at some point, streaming services are going to run out. Like, they are not going to know what to do. And with all of this stuff that they're doing, I mean, cracking down on password sharing, trying to do live events, they're going to turn into cable at some point, because they're all gobbling each other up. Now that Max owns, or Discovery owns HBO, and now it's trying to own Paramount, like it's trying to own all these. We're going to end up in the same boat we were in 20 years ago when cable companies owned everything. Now, Disney's going to have Disney, Fox, Hulu. Well, they already own Hulu. So they have Disney, Hulu. They're going to try to probably buy something else at some point. They're just going to own it all. And then it's just like, what do you do? So we're just going in reverse again, which sucks. But
Well, we're all going to have to
I
get
don't know what you're
cable
doing that,
boxes
right?
again here pretty soon because
I guess so.
the terrestrial cable's going to come way down in price and offer you all the same stuff and more. And it's every few years we're just going to have to bounce back and forth and shit on cable in like another 10 years or something, and then we'll shit on streaming services.
Listeners may says most of what you're talking about from a broadcasting standpoint is the FCC's way of opening up the airwaves for more emergency business and ham radio bands. Live TV will be changed to be broadcast over the internet by data from servers to computers instead of the airwaves. Sure, I guess. I mean, we already get everything, and like everything is now. We don't use FM band. I don't, at least. I don't use FM band anymore. I don't listen to FM radio. I don't listen to AM radio. I don't watch antenna TV. Everything I consume is through data, is through the internet. Like I don't do any of that other stuff. On occasion I will, if for some reason I'm in a bad place that doesn't have signal or something. But I mostly listen to my Spotify instead of a radio. I'm mostly watching on Pluto instead of like watching on a regular TV.
Because you like old shit.
Like, I do. I've been watching a lot of I Love Lucy lately. It's just that's all I've been doing. So like, that's where we are on this stuff. And now Netflix offers gaming. By the way, I don't know if you knew that, but Netflix offers gaming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, streaming games has worked out so well for even gaming companies. So,
well, yeah, I guess. I mean,
like Valve's the only one that really gets it right. I don't know about PS, but some of the
PlayStation's the number one console gaming service right now, and then Steam is the number one PC gaming service.
I mean, Steam's great. I never have a problem running anything through Steam, but I definitely have issues running things through the Xbox streaming game service.
Right. Yeah.
Mostly because the internet.
I'm not saying
sucks.
Well, look. I was gonna say your internet is not perfect.
No,
so
by
maybe
any
that's
means.
what's causing it.
That's probably the biggest thing. But yeah. I got nothing else. The notes have been extinguished.
The only other thing, we found something to talk about the entire time. The only other thing I was going to bring up was this game called Pal World that people are really up in arms about, that I've been playing, because it mimics, and people are claiming it steals, which I don't believe it does, because no one has been able to find proof that it steals assets from Pokemon. It's literally Pokemon, but on PC.
I saw a clip of it.
Pokemon with guns, actually. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see that.
Guns.
I just saw that it was Pokemon was playing on a PC, like Pokemon Shield looking type of like.
There is a mod that makes all of the pals. That's what they're called, pals. They turn them into Pokemon. They put Pokemon assets over them, so they look like Pokemon. I was going to talk about Pal World because that's the big gaming kind of like issue right now, because people are upset that it sold 6 million copies of the game in 4 days, which is
that's insane.
Huge.
That's insane.
Yeah, and it just keeps growing. People love, and it's early access. It's not even a full game yet.
Okay.
It's early access, and 6 million people bought it.
Well, they're funded.
Me. I paid $30 for this. Yeah, and apparently the people who made it, one guy was like a high school student who made some of the assets. Another guy was like a person who was trying to get a job somewhere else, and they wouldn't take him, so he worked. Like, it's all of these kind of misfits who came to this one company and were like, we'll make a game for you. And they make this game like, no one's going to really play it. Who cares? We put out like a trailer a year ago. Whatever. Nobody cares. And then the moment it came out this week, everyone bought it. Everyone was like, I need to get this game. This game is amazing. This is the most fun I've had in years. And so it's like this huge, huge thing. that like if you're not playing, and it's on Xbox, so you can technically get it on Game Pass if you have Game Pass, and everyone loves it. Like, and I enjoy it. I spent like in one sitting like almost 4 or 5 hours just playing.
Wow.
Because it's fun. Yeah, it's fun. It's interesting. It's a survival game. You know, you have to build houses and you have to feed your Pokemon or your pals, and you have to put them in battle, and you have to fight other pals. It's like, oh, this is fun. Like
That's cool.
It's polished, you know, for the most part. Not a lot of bugs. I mean, they're bugs because
Sure, it's early access.
But yeah.
But that's your job. Your job is to find those. That's part of the fun of purchasing a game in early access, is to be part of the testing process.
Your quality assurance, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I have loved sending the bugs that I found to Kerbal Space. I love it. I haven't done a ton, but the things that I've found that like I haven't seen anybody else find on the internet, like, this happened to me, and maybe it's already happened, but you know, here's another example of it.
I should do that.
That's why that's the whole reason for early access, I feel.
I'm just playing it just because it's fun.
Because like I'm on 1, 2, 3 early access games, and Kerbal just went through an update, so now it's actually is a game finally, instead of it just a sandbox.
Good.
What else? There was a snowplow. Like it's not really a game; it's more of a physics type of thing.
Yeah, it's a simulator of some sort, right?
Kind of, yes and no. It's not like a simulator in the sense of like, you know, you're going to start a business and be a snowplow guy. It's literally just a physics example, I guess. And look at what you can do with the snow and whatnot, how the snow clears and piles up. And just I think it's really just an exercise for the guy to get better at his job, his real job, whatever it is.
What you're doing is what you're doing is actually you're virtually cleaning out someone's driveway by playing this game.
Right.
That's really controlling like a machine.
That'd be awesome.
Somewhere else, and you're like, man, I gotta go make sure this driveway is clear, and you're really just controlling some automated, you know, snowplow somewhere. It's like, we finally done it. We've got other people to do the snowplowing for us.
That'd be great. Actually, that'd be something. My best friend has always talked about buying a truck specifically for plowing parking lots, and that he would hire me so he could sit at home and collect money, and I could sit in the truck and plow snow and be cold.
Nice.
Like, yeah, that's the way bosses work. Yep, sounds right. Seems legit. But yeah, but you know, I'm gonna end this because I haven't been anywhere at 6 a.m. in over a month, and I've been staying up way too late and getting up.
For you.
For me. Well, no, it has been pretty late. I've been going to bed at like midnight. Because it doesn't matter how long I've been going to bed early. At the end of the day, I am a night owl, and it's really easy to slip right back into staying up till midnight 30. Being like, yep, I've done everything I can for the day. I've moved it so much so that I moved into the next day. Time to go to sleep. When really, we probably just watched a bunch of movies, but yeah, I gotta go to my new gig at 6 a.m. So we're gonna end it so I can get some sleep.
Okay,
let's end it. So hey, Francis. You know what to do when the music hits. Where do people find you on the internets if they want to find you?
Firstly, though, thank you again to push the Fisherman.
Push the Fisherman.
Ginger.
Yes.
Glad you were able to follow us. If you know anyone who wants to follow us, keep doing it.
Do so.
Our goal is still 2,000. We still want to hit 2,000, even though we're only at 55. But we're getting there. 55 is closer to 2,000 than we were. Let's go watch Super Geeked Up tomorrow at Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific. No, 7 p.m. Pacific.
That's at some point.
And Yeah. It's an improv show. Go have fun. Supergeekedup.com. And then at AKA the other guy on Twitter, Instagram, and Blue Sky, which is still fairly dead, but whatever. I'm still sticking with it. So that when
You can be the champion
Twitter
of it.
eventually, when Twitter eventually at some point tumbles and falls, at least I'll have somewhere to go.
Tumblr's making a comeback.
Tumblr's, yeah, that's true. Where can they find you?
Tumbling around.
Oh, they can find you on Tumblr. Oh, very nice.
I
Tumblr.com/VR3Ninja. Is that what it is?
I don't know. I don't know. That'd be weird.
I have a Tumblr.
I don't think
I have a Tumblr
I
like
can't
that.
recall if I ever had a Tumblr, but I bet you if I did, that was probably the screen name.
Yeah.
Wouldn't-
I don't know what
wouldn't
happened to
surprise
it.
me.
I haven't been on it for decades. I've been on it for years. So yeah.
Yeah, once they said no nudity, there was no point in going there. So,
Right.
it's, it's deviant art for deviants. There you go.
Very deviant.
Yeah, sometimes. It's like Tumblr was like 4chan light. It was
You know what?
like 4chan without all the viruses and hackers. Something. I don't know. I gotta hit the music again. 'Cause I rambled
Yeah,
for
hit
too
music
long.
again.
But you can find me at 303_ninja on the Twitters, 303ninja on the Instagram.
What about
You-
Threads?
I've never joined Threads. Should I?
No, I mean listeners may join Threads, but I refuse. It's a Facebook company.
They have enough of my
The longest
fucking
goodbye ever.
information.
You're right, Ginger.
They have enough of my information.
Sorry, we're leaving. We're leaving, Ginger. We're going.
But yeah, where did I leave off? 314-764-7631. Call, voicemail, text. We'd love to hear from you. All 6 of you that are watching right now. Join in. Have fun with us. Email at thepoi.podcast@gmail.com. Just look up the POI Podcast for everything. You'll find us. We'll be back here next Tuesday for some more fun and rambling. See you. Bye.